Time now for Travel Talk.
Road construction season is ramping up in Utah. Right now, UDOT has 185 construction projects scheduled this year. The projects combined worth over $3.5 billion and could take years to complete. So with so many projects happening right now, UDOT wants to prepare drivers for those changes you should know about. So joining us this morning is John Gleason with Utah's Department of Transportation, ABC4's own son here, now moving on to bigger and better things. John, thanks for joining us here today.
It's great to be with you here on a Friday, Brian.
As always, John, I know we're getting into construction season here, but it seems like construction hasn't stopped.
No, construction never really stops in Utah, and that's because over the last decade or so, we've been the fastest growing state in the nation. And so we have to stay on top of that growth and make sure that we're making wise decisions for the future. And, it's not only the new shiny projects that everybody sees, but it's the regular maintenance of our roads too. We have a saying at UDOT that good roads cost less, and that's just getting out there and taking care of what we have, the roads and the bridges. It's the car analogy. If you get regular oil changes and do all of the maintenance, you're going to extend the life of your car and not have to buy a new car for a while. And the same is true for our roads. And so we need to take care of what we have.
There you go. Less expensive in the long run. I knew you'd talk about it. All right. So let's talk about what you're doing on Bangerter Highway, John.
Well, this is one that we've talked about a little bit here on Travel Talk before, Brian. It's 3 new freeway-style interchanges on Bangerter Highway, and they are at 6200 South, 104 South, and 126 South. And what that means is that over the rest of this year, we're going to be under construction in those 3 areas. So we want to let people know that they are going to have to make changes to their commute, especially at 104th and 126 South, where we're going to have those 2 roads closed down at Bangerter just so that we can get the project done quickly and safely. But yeah, it's when this is all done and when we get all of the interchanges done at Bangerter, you're going to have a road that feels much more like a freeway, which is really important because this is an area that sees so much growth here, Brian.
Oh, it totally does. I'm living in that part of the valley right there. I see it all the time. When are we expecting to have those intersections finished?
So those intersections we're expecting to have done just in time for the holiday shopping season, and that's why our crews are out there working hard every day. And it's going to be 3 big projects, but we're hoping to have them all done by the time Christmas rolls around.
You need it for the shoppers. All right. Okay. So what's happening with I-80 and I-215?
Well, I-80 and I-215 on the east side of the valley here, we're going to be completely reconstructing those 2 freeways there, and that means taking off the existing pavement, putting down brand new concrete, and replacing 3 bridges out there. And so this is going to be a project we're actually keeping 3 lanes open, which is what we have right now. So people may not feel the major delays there, but we do want to ask everybody to slow down and obey those reduced speed limits. Sometimes when you're driving through there and you're not seeing reduced lanes, people feel like they can maybe just drive through their normal freeway speeds, and we want everybody to be safe, and we want our workers to be safe.
Yeah, I feel you there. You got to make sure to be able to be cautious of where you're driving here this morning. So to recap for people here at home, let me just show everybody what you just mentioned. So the projects you've got there, those 3 intersections on Bangerter Highway, 62nd, 104th, and 126 South, all those currently in the works. And then, as you mentioned, repaving I-80 and I-215 there on the east side of Salt Lake County. John, as always, thanks for talking with us here this morning, keeping us up to date on all that construction.
Hey, have a great day and a great weekend, Brian.
You too, John.